everyone, and thank you for coming back to my channel. My name is Lala, and in today's video we're going to make this so cute bunny amigurumi. If you're new here, welcome, and please subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of crochet and amigurumi free tutorials. Let's start crocheting! So we're gonna start by making our bunny's ears. So grab your white yarn or your preferred color yarn and start with the magic ring. To make sure that the chenille yarn won't break, start with a smaller magic ring and place 8 single crochets into the ring. This trick of closing the ring while you're doing the single crochets helps with closing the ring at the end, because as you know, the chenille yarn breaks easily. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Eight single crochets. Now we're going to close the round, and we're going to do it by slip stitching into the first single crochet of the round. We're going to go into the first single crochet of the round, grab the yarn, and when we have 2 loops on our hook, we're going to insert with our hook the left one into the right one. Then to close the round, we're going to chain 1. And this is the method we're going to use for each round. At the end of each round, slip stitch into the first single crochet and chain 1. Next, we're going to increase each stitch, meaning we're going to make 2 single crochet in 1 stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it goes until we get 16 stitches. Next, we're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet and chain 1 to close the round. And for round 3, we're going to single crochet 7 followed by an increase, which will get us to 18 stitches. And then on the 8th stitch, we're going to increase. Close the round with a slip stitch and chain 1 into the first single crochet. For round 4 and for the next 4 rounds, we're simply going to single crochet around for 18 stitches until we hit round 8, meaning rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7, we're simply gonna single crochet around. Of course, that as usual, we're going to slip stitch and chain 1 at the end of each round. So simply repeat this round, just single crochet around until we finish round 7, and I'll meet you at the end of round 7. I'm finishing off my 7th round. Slip stitch into the first single crochet and secure with the chain 1. And what we're going to do now for our 8th round, we're going to single crochet 7, and then we're going to work an invisible decrease. How do we do that? We're going to insert our hook into this both stitches front loop. If we were to go under the stitch like this, now we're going to insert it inside it, not under, and also inside the next stitch. And now we have something like this. Yarn over or under into the 2 loops. And now we have 2 loops on our hook. I'm going to yarn over into the 2 remaining loops. And this was an invisible decrease. We're going to go again and make 7 single crochets. And after we did that, we have 2 remaining stitches. We're going to work an invisible decrease again. And now we have 16 stitches in our round. We're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet and chain 1. Next, for our 9th round, we're going to single crochet 6, and after we work 6 single crochets, I'm going to work a decrease. And then again, 6 single crochets. And then we have again 2 remaining stitches. I'm going to work an invisible decrease on both of them. At this point, you can just tuck in the tail from the magic ring. Slip stitch into the first single crochet and chain 1. And for our last round for this ear, we're going to single crochet 5, then we're going to work an invisible decrease, front loops only, and then work again 5 single crochets, and again an invisible decrease in the 2 remaining stitches, and slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round and chain 1. After we're done with our 10th round and we have 12 single crochets, we're going to do something a little tricky, but it will help us not sewing, which is always good, as you know. I'm going to stick these 2 edges together like a mouth, like this. We have 2 lips, and then we're going to fold it in half. And then we're going to insert our hook into all of those stitches in the middle. So make sure you go into 4 stitches. And you have your hook coming out of the other side. And then we're going to yarn over into all of those 4 stitches. and simply work a single crochet. You're gonna do that 2 more times. Make sure that the inner lip is not slipping down. Insert the hook into all 4 stitches, into the loop. Work a single crochet, and one last time. Single crochet. And look at this cute bunny ear. I'm going to chain 1 and fasten off. Grab your scissors and cut the yarn. Pull up the hook, tighten it up, clean it up a little. And now we're going to repeat part 1 to have 2 ears, so make another ear exactly like this one. And let's move on to the arms. Moving on to make the arms, and we're going to start again by 8 single crochet into a magic ring. Close it a little bit and start working 8 single crochets. Close the ring a little bit as you go. I closed it a little bit too much. And slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round as usual, and chain 1. Next we're going to single crochet 3, 1, 2, 3, and then work an increase, 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. Do that again, 1, 2, 3, and work an increase, which will bring us up to 10 stitches instead of 8. Close the round with a slip stitch into the first single crochet and chain 1. For round 3 and 4, we're going to simply single crochet around for 2 rounds. No increasing, no decreasing. Simply place 1 single crochet in each stitch, and I see you at the end of round 4. And slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round. Next we're going to go back to 8 stitches, so we're going to single crochet 3, and then work a decrease, an invisible decrease to be more exact. I'm going to do that again. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to tuck in the magic ring tail and work another invisible decrease. Slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round and chain 1. For round 6, we're just gonna single crochet around for 8 stitches. Slip stitch into the first single crochet and chain 1. And we're gonna do the same for the 7th round. and slip stitch, chain 1. Next we're going to fill in the arm a little bit, so grab a little bit of scrape yarn or polyfill, whatever you have available. I have lots and lots and lots of scrape yarn from previous projects. I'm simply going to use that. What we're going to do next looks a little bit like we did with the ear, but easier. Since we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6 stitches, we're going to insert our hook into both of the stitches on both sides and single crochet over it. And single crochet over the 2 of them. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, cut the yarn, pull the hook, tighten up the chain 1, and you guessed it right, we're going to make another one exactly like this and meet again for the legs. Moving on to make the lower body parts, and we'll start again by making a magic ring. Where's the tail? Lost that for a minute. And we're going to single crochet 8 into the ring. Just like before, close the ring a little bit each time. Four. Close the ring, slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round, chain 1. Next we're going to increase 8 times, so place 2 single crochets into 1 stitch. When we finished and we have 16 single crochets in the round, and slip stitch into the first single crochet and chain 1. Next we're going to single crochet around. Simply place 1 single crochet into each stitch. I'm going to close the round, or join the round to be exact. And next we're going to repeat row 3. We're going to single crochet around for 4 rounds until we reach the end of round 7. So let's single crochet around and I'll meet you again in a few minutes. Now I'm going to work my last single crochet of the round. Slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round, of course, chain 1. Tuck in the magic ring tail. I'm gonna use crepe yarn to fill in the leg. Just a little bit, not too much, because we still need to single crochet the 2 legs together and you don't want the crepe yarn or the polyfill to get in the way. Next you're gonna grab a stitch marker and mark the first single crochet of the round, the one that we just slip stitched into. And then we're gonna cut off the yarn with our scissors, pull up the hook, tighten it up, and continue making the second leg, although we're not gonna cut off the yarn when we're making the second leg. So let's repeat part 3, and I'll meet you back again at the end of round 7. And I remind you again, do not cut off yarn at the end of round 7 of the other leg. What we're going to do next is join the 2 legs, and we're going to do it by doing this. You're going to take the second leg and turn it so the round join will be further away from you. We're going to take our hook and insert it into the first single crochet of the round where we just slip stitched. Then we're going to take out this stitch marker. Remember, it's here. Make sure that the yarn is to your right side, and insert the hook into the first single crochet of the first leg. Then we're going to yarn over or under and simply single crochet the 2 legs together. Now it's better to mark the first single crochet so we know when we're finishing our round. And we're gonna continue working single crochets on the first leg. And we're going to do something a little bit different when we're going to get to the last stitch. We're going to also single crochet into this slip stitch, the slip stitch that joins the round. So single crochet into the slip stitch, just like you do to any other stitch. And then we're going to move on to the next leg, skipping the first stitch because we already did that. We're going to single crochet into each stitch in the second leg, but not into the slip stitch. This one is just for the first leg. And now we're going to take out the stitch marker of the first single crochet of the round, and as usual join the round by slip stitching into it and chain 1 to close the round. And now we have our 2 little cute bunny legs. We're going to slip stitch into this first stitch, and then we're going to single crochet around for 2 rounds, 32 stitches, a single crochet on top of each single crochet we did in the last round. So let's do that, and I'll meet you back again at the end of round 10. Now I'm at the end of round 10. I'm going to take out the stitch marker and join the round with a slip stitch and chain 1. For round 11, what we're going to do is single crochet 14. You can put back the stitch marker if you feel more comfortable this way. After we did 14 single crochets, we're going to work an invisible decrease and do that again. 14 single crochets followed by a decrease. When we get to our 2 last remaining stitches, I'm going to work an invisible decrease and join the round. For round 12, we're going to single crochet 13, and then work an invisible decrease. And let's repeat that once again. 13 single crochets, and in the last remaining stitches, the last 2 remaining stitches, we're going to work an invisible decrease. And then a decrease, sorry. Join the round. Don't you just love how these little legs look? I love it so much, it's so cute. Join the round. Next, for our 13th round, we're going to single crochet 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's mark our first single crochet and then work a decrease. Let's repeat that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and again a decrease. And this is the pattern that we're going to repeat until the end of the round. And last decrease. Take out the stitch marker, join the round, chain 1. Now we're going to take out the hook, place the stitch marker back, and we're going to fill in the body a little bit. With this little cute belly here. When we're finished, we're simply gonna cut off the yarn, place the hook back again, pull it up, and now we're gonna go and make the head. To make the head, we're gonna start, of course, by making a magic ring, and then work 8 single crochets into the ring. Close the magic ring when you're done and join the round. Next, we're going to work 8 increases, which by now you know how to do, but I'll remind you again anyway. Increase is 2 single crochets into 1 stitch. join the round, and for round 3 we're going to single crochet 1 and then an increase for 8 times, which will bring us up to 24 stitches. 1 single crochet, increase, again 1 single crochet and increase. I'm going to do that 8 times until the end of the round. So pay attention here, because round 4 is the one that we're going to attach the ears to the head, and there's a few things to notice. So we'll start by making 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3, and then work an increase, 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Next we're going to take our ear, doesn't matter which one it is. What does matter is the direction of the ear. We're going to face this curve, this valley of softness to the left side. I'm going to place the ear like this. What we're going to do is we're going to single crochet the 2 parts together. Remember those 3 single crochets that we did in the last round of the ear? We're going to use them right now. So take your hook and place it under the stitch of the ear into the next stitch in the head, and simply single crochet them together. Again, into the ear, into the next stitch of the head, and single crochet. One last time, into the ear and into the head, single crochet. Next we're going to leave the ear alone and work an increase only into the head. Now we're going to repeat the pattern of 3 single crochets followed by an increase for 2 times. Increase, after we did it for 2 times, we're going to take our second ear and we're gonna face the valley of softness to the right side. Attach it to the head and do the exact same thing like we did before. Make sure you're not missing any stitches in the head. We have 1, we have 2, and we have 3. Now we have our 2 ears attached. I'm gonna finish the round by making 1, 2, 3 single crochets and 1 last increase. Join the round. Now we can move on to round 5 with our ears attached. Moving on to round 5, we're going to single crochet 4, and then work an increase in the next stitch. This will bring us up from 30 stitches to 36. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and work an increase. Let's repeat that until the end of the round, and I'll meet you right there. 4, and last increase, 5. This was round 5. For the next 5 rounds, from round 6 to round 10, let's join the round, of course. I'm getting ahead of myself. From round 6 to round 10, we're going to simply single crochet around 1 single crochet in each stitch until we reach the end of round 10. So I'm gonna do mine, of course, off camera. Gonna listen to some music and then I'll meet you back again. Now I'm finishing off with the last single crochet of round 10. Join the round. And we're gonna move on to round 11. We're gonna single crochet 4. And then work an invisible decrease. 1, move to the next stitch, 2, decrease. We're going to repeat that until we have 30 stitches in the round. We're going to repeat that until the end of the round, which will bring us down to 30 stitches. Join the round. Moving on to round 12, we're going to single crochet 3 and then work a decrease. Then a decrease. I'm going to keep repeating that until the end of the round, and then we'll have 24 stitches. One last time. And decrease. Gonna join the round. We're gonna move on to round 13. Gonna single crochet 2 and then work a decrease, and again repeat that until you reach the end of the round. One last time. And let's join the round. Chain 1, take out your hook and place a stitch marker. Next we're going to place the safety eyes, so grab your preferred color. I chose, of course, glittery pink. And we're going to place the safety eyes between rows 9 and 8. Just under the ear. Then we're going to count 8 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and place the second eye. Next, we're going to take some black thread and a darning needle and make the nose. So we're going to insert our darning needle from the 10th row all the way between the rows 9 and 8, just between the eyes. Then we're going to insert the darning needle again horizontally from one side to another. Gently pull, and here we have the nose. Take out the darning needle, make a little tie so the nose is secure, and there we have our face. Let's move on. In the next round, we're going to attach the hands, so pay attention. Take out the stitch marker. Next, we're going to single crochet 3, 1, 2, and 3. Grab one of the bunny's hands, place it on the head, and just like we did with the ears, we're going to insert the hook into the hand first single crochet, into the head single crochet, and single crochet the two of them together. I'm gonna do that again. Here's the second one. Going to insert our hook into it and into the head stitch. Gonna do that one more time. And our hand is attached. We're gonna continue single crocheting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I already put a stitch marker so I won't forget. And on the 9th stitch, we're going to attach the hand. Again, hook into the stitch, into the other stitch, and single crochet them together. One more time, and one last time. And we have both of our hands attached. Let's close the round. We have one last stitch and join the round. For round 15, we're going to single crochet 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then work and increase. 1, 2. I'm going to do that again. One last increase. And for round 16, we're going to single crochet 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then work and increase. I'm going to repeat that until the end of the round, and then we'll have 24 stitches. I'm going to join the round and place a stitch marker on the last loop to fill in the doll. So the next step is to attach the upper body to the lower body. And how we're going to do that without sewing. Of course, you can also sew it together if you feel comfortable with sewing, but this is a no sew tutorial, so we're going to do it with our hook. I'm going to go into the back loop only, and we're going to go into the front loop only of the stitch across, and slip stitch into both of them. I'm going to do that again. Move to the next stitch, into the back loop only, into the front loop only of the next stitch on the lower body, and slip stitch them together. Back loop, front loop, slip stitch. We're going to simply do it 24 times around because we have 24 stitches on both parts of the body. And I'll see you at the end of the round. We're going to work one last slip stitch, and to wrap it up, we're going to insert our hook into the first slip stitch and slip stitch again, chain one. Make sure that your bunny is straight and the parts are aligned. Then we can just cut off the yarn, pull up the hook, take the darning needle, and we're gonna weave in any ends left. So here's our finished bunny, and I already went ahead and gave her a beautiful purple dress to match her eyes. If you want to know how to make this dress, please stay tuned for next week. I'll upload this tutorial on Monday. And of course, please consider giving this video a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe to my channel for more crochet tutorials. I'll see you next Monday.